background because I will not be the main demonstrator. It will be Sir Fredley, no, and Sir Jade. Um, we will be setting and managing the gradebook in such a way that um, we could actually customize it according to our college standards, and of course it will give us the real grade na, no, the real grade na in 1.0 to 4.0 mode. So that means all activities will be recorded through Soul. Okay. So to start off, I would want to let's hear it from the main guy, si Sir Fredley. Sir Fredley, good morning.
Morning. Good morning.
Okay.
Good morning, ma'am.
Okay, Sir Jade, good morning also. Okay.
Good morning, ma'am.
Okay, so the manual is already uploaded in our training course, so everyone could also access it, and then after this session also you could access this one if you still have classes. That most of our teachers still have classes. So Sir Fredley, you have the floor now, so you could start.
Ang presenter, ma'am. Okay.
Okay na, Sir Fred.
Okay. So, good morning, everyone. As ma'am has said, we will talk about setting up and managing the grade book. So, basically, our primary objective is to learn about aggregation strategies for calculating grades, how to organize your grade book with categories, and lastly, ways to configure how the gradebook display. For now, kindly open your course for this summer class. Again, reminder this demonstration is good only for summer classes. I will share to you my
Excuse me, Sir Fred, kanang
yes.
dili kayo malungog. Wala
Ah,
wala.
hello. Hello.
Di lang. Dili ko kadungog.
Hello, ma'am. Hello.
Dili, sir.
Hello. Hello.
Sir Fred, Sir Fred,
Oh, hello. Oh, hello.
na- sir, nagamit kag electric fan, sir?
Oh,
Ayaw ra itutok, sir. Kuan ra sa kilid kay ma singanan ni
okay.
ma-interfere ang tawag ni sound waves ba?
Okay, hello. Mako
Ayan,
na.
sige. Oo,
Okay.
okay na.
Sige. So, good morning again. So, again, setting up and managing
Again.
the grade. Okay. So, setting up and managing the grade book for this morning. So, again, the objective for this session is to learn about aggregation strategies for calculating grades, how to organize your grade book with categories, and lastly, ways to configure how your grade book displays. So, start with open your desired course that you want to have your grade book. So for now, I will start the sharing. Okay. So for instance, you open your desired course. You can see here the course title Summer Course 101. Again, to set up the grade book, so to start, begin by navigating the Setup tab here located at the top, and then click that one and look for Gradebook Setup under Course Administration. And if you see the Gradebook Setup, just click that one. And here you can see the Gradebook Setup page. By default, it is Setup tab. So in the Setup tab, it allows you to control how the gradebook displays for students and contains access to your various subtabs. In the Setup tab, in the Setup tab, you can see we have another subtabs. We have the Gradebook Setup, the course grading settings, the preferred grading report. But this part, we will focus on the Gradebook Setup. So in the Gradebook Setup subtab under Setup, it allows you to configure the gradebook, organization, and aggregation using the categories or simply by adding category, and then you have your item or the grade item. So for this part, I will show you the sample. Okay, I will show you the sample grading system for summer sample class 101. So just wait for a while. I'll upload the presentation. Okay. So I am uploading to you the sample class 101, or this will pertaining to the grade distribution for your summer class. Okay, just wait for a while. Okay. Can you see the summer sample course 101? Can you see?
Yes,
Okay. Okay.
yes.
So okay, this will be the grade distribution or the percentage distribution of the subject. So particularly in this grading system, we have the class participation where it includes our 7 video conferences with attendance via Big Blue Button and Google Meet. And then the other, we have 7 forums.
Mhm.
So this is a total of 10%. Followed by the second, we have the category, we have the tests that is good for 20%, and this includes the 7 quizzes and required output 1. And then the third, we have the required outputs from RO2 to RO6. This is a total of 50%. And lastly, you have your final project that is RO7 and total of 20%. So all in all, that is 100%. So we go back
Okay,
to
sir.
our okay, we go back to our
Sir
course.
Fred,
Yes, yes.
Sir Fred,
Uh,
um, let me clarify this. So, just for your class, so the teachers could also modify, no? The teachers
yes,
could also modify their percentages, no? So each
yes,
teacher has his own percentage calculation. Okay, sige.
yes. So basically, in that case, your grading system is based from your department and then based from your categories. So later we will show you how to create category as well as the aggregation strategy. So if you take a look in this
Okay.
part, okay, if you take a look in this part, we did not set already the categories, so we need to organize it in such a way that it is easier
Mhm.
for us to identify which is class participation, tests, required outputs, and then your final
Mhm.
project. Okay, so as you take a look, again, we are in the setup and the gradebook setup. At the first part, you can see here the summer sample course 101. So this pertains to our parent category. So the parent category, okay, the parent category is what we call the course grade. Okay, so in this part, we need
Okay.
to first set up the course grade for our particular subject. And that parent category is our
Okay.
title of our course. So to set up that one, so that is our first step to have the gradebook set up. So we will simply click the edit drop down icon or edit links under the actions column. Click that one and then click the edit settings. In the edit settings, you need not to write your category name because by default it is your course title. So you need to set the aggregation. Okay. So this I will give you a brief description. We have four types of aggregation method being used in Soul LMS. We have so the first one is what we call the natural. So particularly in the natural mode, so uh, this will this will particularly the more traditional way of calculating grades based on the sum of all grade values or the sum of all activities when we say about natural. And then we have also the mean of grades. When we say the mean of grades, this will somehow calculates the percentage of each item. Then it averages the score. And then the third one is what we call the simple weighted mean of grades. So particularly, this calculates each item grade by multiplying its percentage by the assigned weight. The weight, I am talking about the weight, is each item is equal to the number of the points possible for that item. So example, if you have the uh, assignment 1, if you have 70 out of 100, so particularly the simple weighted mean of grades for that is 100. And lastly, the weighted mean of grades. The weighted mean of grade, particularly, this is very easy because it calculates each item grade by multiplying its percentage by the weight you assign. So example, if you have class participation that is good for 10%, so it matters regarding your percentage distribution of your course. So in this part, so that is the aggregation strategies. We are talking about the natural, which means the sum of all grade or activities, the mean of grades, so it's just averaging the simple weighted mean of grades, particularly this the weight is the same as your highest possible score. And then the other part is the weighted mean of grades. This will uh, give you or it will calculate according to the percentage only that you have set. So in this part, we are setting up the parent category. So we will use the weighted mean of grades because we will assign the class participation. We have the tests, the required outputs, and then we have the final project. So in that case, we change that to weighted mean of grades and scroll down and then save changes. Okay. So save changes. If you take a look, this will be our parent category. And then if you scroll down a bit, you will see there the course total is 100. So that is weighted mean of grades for our parent category. So now we are going to organize now our activities that we've made. So to organize it, we will use category. So add category is basically used to set up or to organize your activities or your quizzes. So click the add category. So what we are trying to show now is we will the child category. So we have our parent category, which is our course title. So now we are going to make the child category. So in the category name, so the first we have the class participation. Class participation. And then the aggregation, we will use the mean of grades. Mean of grades. We will use the mean of grades. And then click the show more. And then as you notice, by default, it is excluded empty grades. So it is recommended that we will uncheck it. Okay. For the reason that if we will uncheck it, it will automatically compute the grades no matter what the student will pass. Example, if he passed the assignment 1 and did not pass the assignment 2, it will calculate as a whole. So we should uncheck the exclude empty grades and then scroll down and then save changes. So we will take a look at the child category. In the child category, first one, we have our class participation. This is our first child category. So take note that we have here, we did not set the points or the weight yet. Okay. So to set that, that is based from our parent category, which is the summer sample course 101, which is a total of 100 percent. So we will set it to the percentage distribution according to the grading system of this course. So we will set that one to 10%. Just input 10 and then press the enter key. So if you scroll down a bit and then you will notice the class participation is already 10. And automatic once you press enter key, it is already being saved. So now let's proceed to second category, which is the tests. So we will add category and another child category. So add category and then we have the tests. And then our aggregation method is mean of grades. And then show more and then uncheck, exclude empty grades, and then scroll down and then save changes. And then scroll down a bit. The same process we'll do in the first child category. You just simply click the box and then input the number. So example 20, that is good for 20. So press the enter key. So scroll down. Again, add the third category, the child. So we have the required outputs. So we have here mean of grades, and then show more, and then exclude empty grades. Then scroll down and then save changes. And then scroll down a bit. You will see here we have already class participation, tests, and required outputs. We have the percentage distribution is 50. So type 50 and then enter key. Scroll down and then we go to our last child category. So we have our final project. And then we have here, we have mean of grades, and then show more, exclude empty grades, and then scroll down and then save changes. And then set the weights for the final project, which is 20%. And then press enter key.
Can I ask question, please?
So basically,
Can I ask
yes,
question,
sir.
please?
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Okay, sir.
In one, yeah,
Sige, sir.
for the excluded category, right? Your excluded empty grades. They have that
Oh, empty. Yes, sir.
excluded.
So
Uh,
okay. Yes, sir.
suppose I'll just I'll just text na lang. I'll just text na lang rather than I'll just text. I'll just send a message. Okay.
Okay. So particularly, okay. So in this part, we have here, we have the class participation. What I am talking about the empty, example, if we have class participation, and then we have the edit settings, and then here, this is very important. The aggregation is mean of grades and show more. We should have, by default, it is check, exclude empty grades. But we will uncheck that one because if we will leave that as check, so supposedly if you have if you have if you have activities like example in activity 1 you have 10 points and activity 2 you have 10 points and this is under activities category. So in that case, if you leave that check, so example in activity 1 he or she pass the project, so I will give him the appropriate grade, example 10, 10. But in activity 2, he or she doesn't pass the activity 2, then the rating for that particular category will be 10 out of 10. Okay, so that's the purpose of it. And then, hello, hello, can you, hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
Yes, sir.
so,
Yes, you can hear.
okay. So if you check the exclude empty grades, so that means that if example, activity 10 is already been submitted, so 10. So activity 2 not submitted, so that is equivalent to 10. So the grading is now 10 over 20. So that's the important exclude empty grades. The actual standing of your student in your course. So you need to have unchecked the exclude empty grades. So that is recommended in order for the student is not confused when he see her or his grade. So that's it. The important of exclude empty grades. So in this part, you can see now, okay, you can see now the parent the parent category, and then your created child categories. We have the class participation, which is good to 10%, the test 20%, the the required outputs it's 50%, and then the final project it's 20%. So now we are going to arrange arrange the activities, okay, down to RO7. So first is we should know our activities. Okay, so in the class participation, it says there that we should include the video conference with attendance. So particularly that is in BBB or Big Blue Button. And then the others, we have 7 forums. So in this part, I created four forums. So I just simply, you have two ways, okay, to move it. You can use the move up and down arrow. This is to move the categories. So for example, okay, if we will use this one, click the move and up icon, okay, move up and down icon. So this will look like, so scroll down and then place it inside your class participation. So make it sure that here in the class participation. Okay. So move here, just click that one. And then if you scroll down a bit, you will see there the lesson 1. Okay, it's been moved to class participation. And if you want to move a series of activities from a particular category or the child category, so you just simply click the checkbox. So example, forum 2, forum 3, and then forum 4. I want that to place inside the class participation. So you scroll down a bit and then you move selection items to, you select. So we have here our parent category, our child categories. So we will move that one to class participation. And if we click that one, if we scroll down, it will redirect to the class participation. And if you want to organize it well, so you can use the move up and down icon. And then scroll down. And then here, you drop so that it will be organized from lesson 1 to lesson 4. So that will be your class participation. So in the lesson 1, that is good for 100, lesson 2, 50, lesson 3, 50, lesson 4, 50. So that's a total of 100 points. But take note, we have the weighted, okay? Weighted points for that particular child category. So that is equivalent to 10%. And then if we're going to proceed to the next, we have the test. In the test, we have the quiz 1. So to make it easier, so we will use this particular select the activity and then move it. So just click and click from quizzes. You want that one to move to a particular category. So if we have done, we already done by clicking and then scroll down a bit and then move, okay, move selected items to particular child category. So let's move it in the test. So our activities are moved in the test. So let's just wait for a while. Okay. So particularly, it's moved in the test. So as you notice, we have the test. This is RO1 from then RO7. And then the same output will do the test child category to the classroom participation. But it only differs in the percentage distribution. Again, we will organize the remaining activities. And then we will move it to required outputs. Okay, since the load us, so let's wait. Okay, let's see if the required outputs is already there. Okay, so required outputs is RO4 and okay, so we have that one. And then we have the last RO7. So we will move that one to final project. So final project. So as you notice here, we have now we organize our grade book by categories. So first we have the course course or we will have this one, the sample course one. This pertains to the parent category and equivalent to 100%. And then we have also the child categories. We have the classroom participation that is set already to 10. Okay, 10%, because in the summer sample course it is already set by weighted mean of grades. So particularly you assign each child categories to their responding or respective percentage. So here we have classroom participation 10%, and then the activities. And then for the tests we have here, we have 20%. So these are the activities. Required outputs we have here. And then we have the final project, we have 20%. And here, if we take a look, we cannot see the big blue button activity. So my suggestion is that if you want to have the video conference with the attendance, you want that as being part of your class participation. So you make a grade item, you add grade item. So in this particularly, this mode is manually inputted by the teacher. So if you click the add grade item, so for instance, if your grade item is video conference, videocon 1, videocon lesson 1, and then you have your maximum grades, for example, that is good for 50 points. And then you have now your grade category where you want to place your grade item, videocon lesson 1. So in that part, I will place that one to class participation. Okay, I will change that one to class participation and then save changes. Okay, so that's it. We can see here we have created grade item that which is manually inputted by the teacher, the videocon lesson 1 that is good for 50 points. So that is how you organize your grade book. You have your parent category, your child, and then respective weights. Okay, respective weights that you have set. But make sure that your main or your parent category is set to weighted mean of grades so that you can change the weights accordingly to their percentage distribution of the course. So class and then class participation, tests, required outputs, final project, and so on. So do you have questions regarding this one? Questions? Questions? Do you have questions? Hello? Do you have questions regarding this setting up categories?
Sir, kanang na question si Sir Ablong about pero iyarang gi-chat, no?
Uh,
Na sa kon sir.
about,
Public.
okay. Sige ako nga. So in this part, okay, when we exclude the integrades, how about those no integrades? So we can override it. Okay, we can override it.
Mhm.
We can
Could I
override
explain
it.
that?
Sige, sige sir.
May I explain?
Ha?
Yes, sir.
May I?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Could I
Go ahead.
explain? Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Alps and Fred.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
in
Uh,
this summer, my earth science, there are just so many students that would not submit on time. So those who do not submit on time, I will not be giving them grades because we are training our students to be prompt on the submission of requirements. So therefore, they have empty grades. So in this case, I think 1 or 2 only will pass. So how could I help them? Because we give always an opportunity for them to improve their standing. What will I do with now with my grade form? Because I cannot compromise also the promptness of submission. That will be one of the categories, submission on time. So what will I do in order for them to have the opportunity to pass the subject? Because without considering their grades, there are only 2 or 1 students would pass this summer. So I would like to help them
okay.
in another way. What will I do without disturbing my grade book?
Okay. Sir, don't worry because here we focus only the setup, but next is we will focus on the view wherein we can edit the scores from our students in
Yeah.
next
Another
topic.
thing, sir, can I have something to say? Can you just, sir, this portion
Yes.
here, we could still edit mine what is, yeah, katong ni Sir Fredly nga, um, you could have your choices of maybe lowering down the items, kana siya, muna na siya sunod, Sir Fred, no? We could like lower the items
Yes.
and so forth,
In the
or
in the
more or less, sir, pwede na siya no nga kanang like I'm using right now I'm using actually a course nga na ako'y ubang activities nga gi wala nako na siya gigamit, no? So I could just,
uh,
for as long as,
you
okay,
just
so it's more of, I will not place it in any of the categories. Maura akong gihimo. I excluded
Uh,
from the
uh,
categories. So
uh,
if by
and
chance,
in
sir,
case
to Sir Ablong, if by chance nga
yes.
mapuno na to siya, you could actually just include it in the category. But for now, katong mga wala pa siya isulod, I just didn't place it in the category. Sakto ba ko, Sir Fred?
in this point, ma'am, what trying to say na Sir Ablong is particularly I am showing you the setup, but in the view
Mm-mm.
portion, I will show you uh, how to grade your students. You are manually inputted the grade.
Mm-mm.
Kamo na mo override sa grade
Mm-mm.
bisag wala siya nakasubmit and then late siya submission, but you can still grade that student. But
Mm-mm.
that is the purpose, having the purpose of checking that one is to see the actual standing of the student.
Yeah,
Uh,
Uh, kuan, let me kuan. Um, Actually, the concern ni Sir Ablong is on the exclude because it was emphasized on the checking of the exclude. Uh, if that's the point ni Sir Ablong. But ang kang Sir Ablong
Correct.
is what if out of 20, no? Out of 20, only one submitted. So
mm-mm.
in this case, sir, you can just leave it check, okay?
Uncheck,
Oo, so you can
uncheck,
just
sir.
leave sorry, you can just leave it unchecked kay uncheck man to siya. Kang Sir Fredly lang, medyo stricto lang si Sir Fredly nga iyahang
Yes.
demonstration nga iyang gusto nga if wala nakasubmit, wala jud ka ato. But the point ni Sir
Uh-uh.
Ablong, what if out of 2019, leave it unchecked, sir. Meaning, leave it unchecked and then makounted ra gihapon to siya, it's your prerogative because in any way, later on in the explanation, that can be modified. Meaning, pwede kang maka-override sa score. So let's say for example, kaning 19 ka buok, wala man di ay nimo submit. So it's up to you whether imo na siyang butangan na ba didto blankuhan ra or zero or something which will be explained later.
Can I speak?
Yes, sir.
Can
Go
I
ahead.
Yes, sir.
yes.
maayo ang gisulti ni Dave, angay ni si Dave
Mm-mm.
padaghanon, angay ni sa paliwat kayo.
Bahala ka, sir. Salamat, sir. Salamat. Attack mode, guys, sir ba?
Gani.
Sige, sir.
But
Sige, Sir Fredly. Sige, sir. Yes, Fredly.
it is from the teacher's point of view. But if you want to have the real-time status of your student, so just
Yeah.
uncheck the empty grades, okay? But if you want to have that one as pwede ako maka-edit or pwede ako makuha, so just kuha na, pwede siya
Leave
i-check
it
ra pud
check.
siya. But
Mm-mm.
again,
Yeah.
but again, the ratings matters a lot. Okay. The grade of the student matters. If one student did not submit, and then if you want to check, leave, give that, i-leave nimo siya as check as it is. So automatic, example, pat akong giyon
Whatever.
ganina, if activities portion, ang total dia is 20 points, then nay usa wala. So ang rating ana mabutang sa silbi sa category is 10 out of 10. Kana lang siya. And then katong the rest pod nga estudyante makakuha po siya og 20, kung nipasa siya 20 over 20, so mag-matter jud siya sa student.
Mm. Yeah.
Ana siya
Yeah.
nga siya nga
Bali, sir,
oo.
it's something like this, sir. While it is true that we wanted the students to give them a chance in the future to submit, uh, but on their eyes, on their grade book, what they will see is actually a passing score because it will not reflect to them that in their grade
Yeah.
book nga
They
wala
have not
sila
submitted. Yeah.
oo, that they have not submitted. Mao lang na ang cons diha. Again, if you will uncheck the exclude, meaning i-include nimo ang empty, on our part, we are giving the students an opportunity to something like
Make
resubmit
up.
in the future, make up. However, on the grade book of the student, it will appear that they don't have any missing assignments or course. So, Sir Fredly, what Sir Fredly trying to explain is it is better to still check the exclude because in any way later on the teacher can actually overwrite the score. Tama, Sir Fredley?
Ko answer. Ang sa ko
It's
answer,
it's unchecked. It's
i-uncheck
unchecked,
ka,
no?
sir. I-uncheck ka, sir.
If
Oo.
yes.
Unchecked here
Okay.
would
I-uncheck.
mean um the
Counted
real standing of the student. Counted ang zero
Okay.
zero. Checking would
zero,
Okay.
zero.
mean not counting the zero zero. Sakto?
Okay.
Oo. Yes.
Okay.
Counted niya. And then, in this part, I will just simply set up. So if you want to modify the grades, we will proceed to the view part. Okay? So in setting up, did you find it easy na pagkuha na? Again, this is parent category. And then the child,
Mm-mm.
okay na siya? Okay na question so
Yes.
far? Wala na?
Wala.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So now we go to the view tab. If we click the view tab, okay, so by default, it is automatically grader report. Okay, so the grader report will show this one. Particularly, you have your series of activities and then you have your category. So in this case, this is example. If you want to have example here, if you can see this one, okay, if you
Yeah.
can see Juan de la Cruz, okay, did not pass the lesson 1 forum, okay? So blank, okay? So if we will see that one, the grade of Juan de la Cruz is 68.50, okay? So that is actual grade or standing. But you want that one to modify. So how to modify this particular activity? So example, if you want, if late submission, how to modify that one or override. Okay, so to do that, scroll up, and click that turn editing on. If you click that one, if you scroll down, it will activate this part wherein you will put the grades manually. Okay, so example, Juan de la Cruz. Juan de la Cruz in the lesson forum did not pass, but late submission, I give him like 75. And then you scroll, if not missing. And then in this case, I have here the video conferences attendance present siya, so 100 or no, 50. So that is the highest possible score. Paul, uh, Ma'am Arcelo, 50. And
Good.
and then so na late siya o na late siya sa iyang final project. So na late siya sa iyang final project. So that's good for 150 points. So I give him 100.
Okay.
Okay? So take note lang, okay, take note, don't input the final project total, the required outputs total because automatic it will generate the result.
Yeah.
Okay? So here we can see this is our preview 68.50. So now we will save this one. Save changes. Save changes, you scroll down and you can see it is manually inputted because this is marked as like yellow or brown nga icon, brown nga color. So this serve as this is manually inputted. So this particularly nag-on pa siya. Okay? So ato siya sang i-off. Turn on pa man ni siya. So i-off sa nato siya. So turn editing off.
Okay.
Okay? And then scroll down and then you will see the color na niya. Okay?
Wow.
Okay, brown. And then ang score niya is 85.33. Muna na siya. Ito ng pag-change na. So this is according to the grader report. You can do this one again if you want to edit. If there is late submission, you can turn editing on and then change the fields according to their respective scores. You can do that in bulk. Pwede siya. Okay. So, and then, makita na mo sa iyahang grade sa iyang course total. So, this will be reflected na sa iyahang course grade. So, that's the purpose of having the grade. So, in grade, okay na siya. Ayon, history. So, let's proceed to overview report. Okay. Let's proceed to overview report. Okay. In the overview report, it will show you, okay, this is the overview report. Okay, the overview report, it will show you the grade of that particular student in your course. So we will select a user. So example, Alfie. So let's take his course name and then the grade will be shown to the students. If you select a user, then the grade, particular grade. And then in this case, we have so, so here we have here. So in the overview report, it will show you the grade of the student in that course or your course, the final grade. So in this case, we will see the final grade of Ma'am Afi, particularly the overview report, then the summer grade for the course is
Okay.
work. And we have a single view. So just click one, single view.
Single view.
For example here, uh, you select a particular student, and then don't forget to have the selected item. Okay, pili na makag-user, so selected item kung asay mong i-view. Like for example,
Mm.
sa category sa lesson 1 forum, medyo gamay man ang naggama. Okay? So here, you can see this one. This is what I am talking about. Okay? So if you want to edit a particular example here, we want Jade to have a score. So example, we have 80. 80. Okay? And then perform in bulk and save. Okay? So grades were set of two items. Okay? So let's see. So 80 points. But okay, na siya. But if you want to have nga medyo naglibog ka kung dili ani count para siya o
Yeah.
pretest, you can exclude all.
So
Okay, you can
Okay.
exclude all. So if you so which means that this particular activity the total grades of your student
Mhm.
is just a sort of pretest that is recorded but not what will happen is that okay, let's say wait for a while. Okay. So for items, okay,
Mhm.
so what will happen is that if we go back to the grader report, if we go back to the grader report, the view of if we go back to the grade, what will happen if I exclude all none? Okay, this way. So grader report. So we have here, you can see now that the lesson one is being recorded but not included in the computation of the grades. Okay, so that means we have a level of excluded. So that pertains that is good for practice or pre-tests. So if you
Mhm.
can see that it doesn't affect the course total, the same course total. Okay. And then, so that's the user view. So you pick a particular item that you want to exclude or override. If you want to have a specific person na imo siyang i-grade sa iyang submission, then you can do that by just simply click the grade item and then the user. And then for the user report, in the user report, this will show you a breakdown of the scores from your child categories. Okay, so this one. So all you need to do is just select a user. Particularly here, I will select a user and then it will show you the breakdown. Okay, so this one, we have our parent category, the child, and then the points accumulated. And then you have your course total. Okay, and then another, okay, you have here the course total. Okay, so that's it in the view part of the gradebook. So in the view in the view tab, we can have the perform that one, editing the scores as one or the via the grader report. You just
Mhm.
simply input the scores or editing turn on and off. And then the grade history, no need. Overview report is particularly the grade final grade of that particular student, and then the
Perfect.
single view is just uh, specifying particular item that you want it to include. Yes, yes
Perfect.
sir.
Nawala
Hello,
imong screen. Nawala imong screen share.
Hello?
question. Oh
Ah, yeah,
yes.
sir.
Mm,
Screen share din mo, sir.
Okay, sige 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 sige. Okay, okay,
Valid
okay, Nana
meeting.
ma'am, Nana.
Yeah. There.
Okay, Nana. Okay, so in that case, in the view we have grader report where you can edit in bulk, and then in the grade history, no need to change. In the overview report, that is the final grade of the student, a particular student. Single view, this is particularly the item. If example late submission, then you can override the scores. And then the user report will show you the breakdown of a particular student regarding the categories that you have set. So questions in the view tab, clarification, clarification, clarification in the view tab.
None for me.
Okay,
Okay na, sir.
questions so far. Okay na. So
Mhm.
particularly as our advice regarding sa letters, based from the solo admin, we will configure regarding your letters. Okay? Di ba, sir,
Mhm.
ma'am? Tayo mo configure
Yung
ani
letters for
site
the grade
site-wide
na.
or
Uh-uh.
site-wide? Uh,
Yeah.
uh, sige. So,
May I have a question?
okay na?
May
May I,
question si sir.
Particularly,
Sir Ablong.
can I please
Yes,
ask?
sir.
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Ah,
One of my
yes, sir.
subjects this summer is physics augmentation, physics 00, where the grade is only satisfactory and unsatisfactory. So how will I apply the grade book? There are only two grades, satisfactory and unsatisfactory.
Sir,
So in that
for this,
case, sir,
Can I answer?
yes, sige, sige, Sir Jade.
okay.
Sir Ablong, for that kind of grading, we have to use scales. So if you take a look at the
Mhm.
grader report, you have five main tabs just below the grader report. You have view, setup, scales, and there in the scale you have pass or fail. So the pass or
Mm.
fail can be an equivalent to satisfactory and
Satisfactory and
unsatisfactory.
unsatisfactory.
Yes. So
Mhm.
instead
The,
of yes, sir.
the university will only accept the grade S or U. So
Mm.
uh, how will I put that in the grade book where S and U appear?
Sir Fred, can you go to scales and click the settings of
I
uh,
Kana gear. The
pass and
gear.
fail?
Sakto,
can
Sir Fred.
The gear icon
this
for
one,
Uh-uh.
pass
sir.
and fail, yes.
Sige.
So pass and fail. And then you
Can
have
I
the name. Yes, you have the name. You can edit, sir, the name. Yes. As you can see, you
You
yeah,
have the
could, you
name.
could
It's pass and fail. It's separated by space. So make sure to separate satisfactory space and then unsatisfactory with space.
so instead of pass, I will place there edit the pass to satisfactory.
Yes.
yes, sir.
So editable, the grade scale is editable.
Yes, it can.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
Sige ka na, sir.
Okay. Sige, I'll just edit that
Yes.
for the
Okay.
So
scale.
if you yeah, so if you go to apply that one in a real course activity. So can I just take presenter first? Sorry, Sir Feda. I'll take presenter first. So to
That's
apply
me, sir.
the scale, on a real activity in a real class. So you have to go to, I'll just have to share my screen first. Hold on. Share. So there. Wait lang. So are you seeing my screen now? Okay na, Sir Fred?
Mm-mm.
Nakita na akong
Yes,
screen?
we're seeing it.
Sige. So to
Okay.
apply the scale in a real activity. So for
What?
example, I have an assignment. Uh, yes, sir.
Okay, okay.
So because by default, yeah, by default it's
Grade
point system. So you have to actually input a grade between 0 to
number.
100, or at least that's the default values. So to change the default, you have to, for example, I will create an assignment and then I
Okay.
will use scale for the
Scale.
grading. So what I'm trying to do now is I'm just creating an assignment. If you take a look at the right side, the settings of the assignment, you have grade,
Ah,
right? And if you
grade.
click the grade, the grading the grading method, and it says, uh, sorry, not the grading
Point
method, the
type.
the type here, this part,
Ah,
the type.
the type.
As you
Ah,
can see, it's point.
Scale.
So you just change
scale.
the scale, and the scale, just below the scale, you have the what kind of scale are you going to use? You have four scales by default. Then if you're going to edit pass and fail, then it would display as satisfactory and unsatisfactory. You just choose this one, and then that's it to save the assignment.
Yeah. This
And
is
then
now
one
pass.
grading, that's, yeah, yes, yes. So if you're going to rate the assignment now, you simply just have to choose, it's either satisfactory or unsatisfactory,
That's
and that's it.
yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So
In could
instead
I
of giving,
speak?
yes, sir. So instead of giving, yeah, sure, sir.
What appears here on screen is under the scale you have pass fail. So I am
Yes.
going to change pass or fail to satisfactory. I'm going to type
Y-
satisfactory.
Again, you're going to edit. Yes, sir. You can edit the name or the terms in the scale by going to the gradebook and then scale.
Okay. I will do it.
Yeah, the previous screen. Yes, sir. So if you go to the
Sir,
gradebook, you can just go to the gradebook. Leave. So here in the scales, just click
Oh,
scales and then just look for pass and fail, and then go to settings here on the right side, and then you edit the names. You have pass and fail, then just edit this one.
can you edit now so that I can see?
Sir, we have
Okay, okay.
satisfactory.
So
Have you tried it na, sir? Is it working?
yeah,
Satis.
okay.
Mm,
Okay, I'm going to do that later. Anyway, this is recorded.
mm,
yes, sir. Sir,
yeah, it is.
Sir
So
Ablong,
as you can see, sir.
I Sir Jay, nalang ko yung question ni Sir Ablong.
Sige, sir.
Sir, in the
Mm,
individual activity ba, still the rating is only pass or failed, or you still
No,
have
I
numeric?
I have a numerical score.
Okay,
And this
okay,
numerical score, if it is, let's say, 75 and above, satisfactory, 75 and below, unsatisfactory, there is
yeah,
a corresponding equivalent from numerical to qualitative satisfactory or unsatisfactory. I still have to make a numerical grading.
okay, okay. If that is the case, sir, you don't need to make your individual activity pass or failed. You still go on with your point,
Very-
like
Yeah.
lesson one or quiz one is 20 points and go on. Similar, the same discussion with Sir Fredley. Dito lang
Mm-mm.
tamo matter. We will just modify in the letters. The letter is just a terminology in LMS, but that's equivalent
Letters.
to descriptive remark because we can
Yeah,
just simply say if grade is greater than or equal to 75, the remark is
that
satisfactory.
answer.
If grade is below 75, remark is
Unsatisfactory.
unsatisfactory. Para
Mm-mm.
lang para lang dali siya because the explanation of Sir Jade is the assumption that all your activities will only have a pass or failed rating, which you explain it is not because every activity you have, there is still numerical rating. So just go on with your point system and then dito na lang nato na kung ano dito sa gradebook in the remarks or in the letters equivalent.
Okay.
Uh, which I think sir who will explain on the here is the
The language.
it's under letters. Akong giingon Sir Ablong
Ah,
that if you still have letter I
letter.
mean if you still have numerical ratings, you can just simply say in the grade letter 1 you can just say satisfactory instead nga for diha you can just say
Uh,
satisfactory then greater than or equal to 75%.
uh,
Mm.
And ang ikaduha nimo diha is the unsatisfactory uh, unsatisfactory imo na kadihag 74.
okay.
Then i-remove na ng all the rest grade letter. So as simple as that. So that means ang pinaka makita nga final grade sa imuhang gradebook is only two, satisfactory and unsatisfactory. But still the
Mm.
students will see the numerical percentage. Tama ko Sir Jade?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ana sir.
Uh,
Yun na.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So I
So
think Sir Fredley will proceed on the generic letter grade or 4, 3.9, 3.8, and so on.
sige, sir.
by the way, sir, no, it's not. Let me correct it also. It's not university wide, but per college,
Yes.
the
Yeah.
grade
Mm,
the letter equivalent will be per college because we have just like Sister Ablong, he has his own, and then another
yes.
college has his own. Yes.
Uh, so that means the teacher, it is the responsibility of the teacher to modify his
Yes.
letter grade based on their grading system.
Mm-mm.
Sige. So who will explain on the assignment of
So in this part of the letter, sir.
Uh,
mm,
your answer, your screen, it's still not the view. The letter.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay na? Ah,
Yes, it's already transferring.
okay.
Thank you,
okay.
Sir Fred.
So here, okay, we've done, okay, kita na ba? Ana?
Yes.
Hello? Okay, okay.
Yes.
So we've done with okay. So now let's go to the letters. So particularly in this part, we've done with setup, the view, and then we have here the letters. So basically, particularly this is based from your department. So we want to, if you want to edit that one, and then if you want to have a numerical value or letters equivalent from your percentage distribution or your course final grade, so just click letters,
Oh, okay.
and then here you
Grades.
can see this one. You can okay, you can edit by simply clicking the edit grade letters. By
Mm.
default, it's already have 14 conditions. So for example, if I click this one, you can click here or this edit button.
Mm.
So if I edit the letters, okay, so we will need to override site defaults. So for example, here, this matters only to your course. Example, Sir Ablong. Okay, let's take that as an example. Okay, for instance, okay, for instance, this one, A plus. Okay, let's example. We have here A plus. Okay. So you just simply greater than equal to pila yung numerical value. And then here, you can set up this one. This is particularly
Sir,
the remarks.
Sir
If that
Fred.
is good for example 4, uh, pass or fail. Yes. Hello?
Oh,
Yes, sir.
i-try daw to og kuan, sir,
Hello?
simulate ang Sir Fred.
Okay.
Can you please try to simulate the grade structure or grade book structure of
Simulate
Sir Ablong katong satisfactory ug unsatisfactory?
satisfactory.
Mm.
So let's take example satisfactory. Satisfactory is 75, and then you have your unsatisfactory.
Dili dagoy sabihin, Sir Fred, sorry.
Mm.
Uh, 60
Oh, sakto. Oh, sir.
May I
or
please? Could I please?
Yeah,
or
Could I
zero.
please?
mm,
Zero. Example.
Sir
Yes.
Ablong. Yes, sir.
Sir Ablong, you have
Uh,
something to
Question, sir.
say?
yes. Satisfactory is 75 and above.
Mm-mm.
Unsatisfactory
Yes.
below 75.
Okay. So that's 0.
Oo, so pwede na siya, sir, because zero, then
Um,
iyahan namang i-count na siya nga until 74. Pag abot sa 75, it will be changed to satisfactory na dayon siya. So zero jud ta mag-start jud tag zero for unsatisfactory. Sakto? Mm.
So you have here, we have two letter grade. We have satisfactory and unsatisfactory. In this case,
Mm.
yes. After we edit the letter grade, so override site defaults, and then edit, and then save changes. Okay. So, override na siya. So, we have here, 100 to 75 is satisfactory. 74.99 to 0.0 is considered as unsatisfactory. So, we need to apply that one to our grade book. Okay? How to do that is you just simply go to the setup. Okay, setup. And then don't forget to go to the parent category, and then go to the actions, go to the actions column, and then click the edit, and then click the edit settings. And then you scroll down a bit, you will see here the show more. Click the show more, and then you have here, uh, we have the grade display type. So we have here, if you want to have the style is we have the percentage, you have the percentage and letter, or the arrangement would be example, what's your, okay, example here, we have letter and then the percentage. So let's take that as an example for grade display. And then you scroll down and then save changes. And then now let's see our view. In the view tab, let's see the the rating or the remarks of our students. We click the view tab, and then by default this is grader report. So let's see now the grade. Okay, so this is the one I'm talking about. The course total, we have the real-time grading, we have satisfactory. This is good for 100%. And okay, so that's the point for the letters. So that's the end for the
66.85.
letters. Question,
Okay.
question. Let's say for question. Wala na ma'am. Clear?
Mine will be, di ba 14 raman to kabuok for conditions.
Okay. 14 conditions.
If we go back to the letters,
You want to share ma'am? Sa imong kanang presenter ma'am?
Dili, ikaw ra.
I-share ma'am?
Uh-uh. No, no. It's up, that will be the, ganun
So,
lang siya.
in that case,
So, how could we,
so,
can we add,
uh, yes. Yes, you can add. So, example, in this one, the letters you have set, okay, you just simply click edit letter grades,
mm-mm,
and then don't forget to override, and then add, okay, and then
mm-mm.
example, you add specific letter, and then save changes, and then automatic it will redirect, it will give you another fields like grade letter,
Okay.
grade
Sir, yeah,
letter 4.
So that means
Sir
after
Fred,
panalitan
Yes,
with our previews, like we have 14, no? And then if I save changes and go back, there will be
yes,
another
for
set of uh, okay. Sige, sige. Thank you.
sir,
Sir Fred,
Sir Jade.
sir, yeah.
Ah,
Can you
yes,
simulate,
sir.
sir, the grading system used in our school, the 4.0, even just up to 30 or 2?
3.0,
Yes.
3, okay,
sige. 4.3.9.
3.9. Okay, and then the equivalent 100. So let's just take for an example. Okay, and next we have here. Okay, in this part we have 5. So let's save and changes. So have here the ratings. So we can just simply edit or just click this one,
Okay.
and then
And then it
another
will generate
grade
another.
letter will come.
Ah,
Another
okay.
it will generate every three
Mhm.
conditions if you save
Okay.
changes. Okay, so like example, like 3.5, 85, and 3.6, 3.4, and then 3.2. So like example, that one save changes, and then here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 conditions, but you can add more conditions. But again, by default, it will generate only 3 fields every 3 changes. Question so far?
Mhm.
Again, it will automatically affect this letter grade to your grade book. If you want to see the view part, and then if you it will affect a lot in the grading part.
Okay.
Question. So that I guess that ends for the letters. So in this session, we tackle about the setup tab, wherein you need to focus on your grading system. Particularly, this gradebook setup is good only for summer classes. So you need
Okay.
to identify your parent category, which is by default. This is our parent category,
Course,
and then you
course name.
edit that one to with uh, with the parent category is your course name, and then you edit that one to simple weighted mean of grades to distribute the percentage from your child categories, which are class participation, tests, required outputs, final project. And then if you want to move it, so you can use the move up and down icon, or you can just simply click and then scroll down and then move selected items you want what particular category. Then we discuss about the view part and then the letters.
Okay.
Question so far? Question
I
or
have none.
additional info?
I'm s- excited ako mag na karong
Okay.
hapon siya. Yeah.
So, ako na ibalik ni mo mga presenter, ma'am.
Okay, so
Hello?
yes, okay sir. Just
Hello?
the katong inyuhang front page, unsa tong inyuhang front slide sir so that we could wrap it up. So, um that ends
Okay.
our that ends our session for the morning on setting and managing the grade. Again, no, for percentage distribution, it would be up to the teacher or the course sa iyahang percentage distribution, as well as for the letter grade, no, for the letter grade portion, it's more or less per college or per department. So whatever is the equivalence for your 1.0 to 4.0, you will have to input it there sa inyohang letter grade equivalent, because we different colleges would mean different also letter grade equivalents. So there. So if you have other questions, or uh, if you're watching this session later, and then you have other concerns, that you could always email us, or you could always chat us, no? So that we could entertain your questions also, or we could address your concerns. So other things you want to say, Sir Jade or Sir Dave, before we close the session?
Yeah, what we what we presented this morning is only a parent and a child, and we will have a separate session if in case we have a categories like what I texted public chat. Say for
Mm-mm.
example, you have a separate distribution for midterm, a separate distribution for the final, and a portion of the midterm grade will be added to the final grade. We can do that. The grade book naman is
Excellent.
very flexible feature in Soul. What we presented is something like very helpful and appropriate for the summer term. But again,
Yeah.
in cases or situations like you have two separate grading distribution, like one for midterm because we normally release midterm grade, and we also release final grade. That can be done also. So we can have that in another session.
Okay. So before we start with first sem, we will have that one for sure.
Yeah. Yes.
May
Okay.
I
Maybe
ask a
sir.
question?
Ano pa,
Yes,
May I?
sir?
sir.
Up-
Uh, where can I access this recorded lecture?
Okay, sir. Um, Usually, sir, after this session, we will wait for around mga 30 minutes, and then when you go back and click on the session, naa sa ubos, sir. Naa siya sa ubos, the video or the presentation will be available. So mga maghulata sa, because quite a long session, mga 93 minutes, so 90 plus minutes. So we'll wait for around 30 minutes, and it will appear when we go back to the session. If we click that big blue button, naa siya sa ubo, sir.
Salamat.
Okay, sir. Okay, so I guess that's it for the session for everyone. Hopefully, you would be able to access this so that you could also set and manage your gradebook. So, with that one, we say goodbye to everyone and see you in the next sessions to come.